Welcome back to Livie's Lovelies, your inspirational craft channel, and I'm your host, Sam the Fabulous. For more ideas, inspiration, swaps, and challenges, click the link in the description below to join our craft community, the Maker Exchange, on Facebook. Welcome back to the Lovely Lab. All right, guys, so listen, it's been a while since I've been on, probably about a week, and I just wanted to pop on to share with you what's on my desk. What's been on my desk here in the Lovely Lab in the past week. I have, obviously, in response to the COVID-19 pandemic, I have been busying myself with trying to provide masks for my family here locally. My husband's staff, they are in the process of converting an old school into a antibody testing lab. So it's important that while, the proper masks aren't available. I think the N95s, those are not available. It's hard to locate those. We still provide them with something. So I've made a couple batches of masks and sent them on with my husband so that they can wash out, put little filters in. You can use dried baby wipes for that. And just to help, help them feel safe, even if the data comes back that they weren't the most effective. That's not my concern. My concern is doing what I can with what I have and the gift that God has given me. So that aside, I'm going to share with you some masks that I finished up yesterday. Now, I had seen a couple of different videos online, and I'm working with a budget brother sewing machine, so I can't get thick fabrics to go through here without there being some issue with the thread skipping. So I had to be mindful of what fabrics to use, and obviously you do have to use cottons, not so much cotton blends but cotton. But I just used one of the very first sheets that my husband and I had when we got married. This is what I've made the template from, or the prototype from, and this is not a pattern or template that I created. It was one that I found online, and I just put for my husband, in his crew, I just put pipe cleaners in there. So this is one that I just keep for reference and to see what I needed to do differently. And from that, and it was fairly easy. If anyone's interested in a video or a template to help make some plates, some masks of your own, drop in the comment below. I'll be happy to drop some information for you guys. If not, if you've already found it, then there's no need for me to do that. Anyways, so now I also have, back home in New York, I have a sister who, her husband purchased an Italian restaurant. He was an Italian restaurant that he was working at for a few years, and he ended up buying out the owners. And so and it's a well-established restaurant. It has a banquet hall and what have you, and it's a really lovely place. And a lot of employees aren't able, it's essential workers only type of an environment, and obviously they can't have banquets and events there because of the social distancing, but they can do takeout. So they have been marketing for that, and I've been sharing her posts. I wish I was home because the food looks delicious. Okay, and my brother-in-law can cook like nobody's business. So anyways, if you're in the Rochester, New York area, check out Da Vinci's Italian restaurant, and it's in Rochester, New York, but the actual location is Greece, New York. Anyways, that's a shameless family plug. Da Vinci's. So anyway, so I made my sister a few masks. So these will be for her. No, actually, these are for hubby, her husband. And it's just basic. I've altered them, and you can put a little something on the inside. They're washable. Some of them I used regular fabric, regular elastic on. And the other ones I actually used a circular hair tie. Let me see. Similar to this, but obviously thinner. And I just cut it at the seam part. So that's what these are. And it was a perfect alternative to this, because honestly, this is a little sharper around the ends, the edges, on the skin. It's sharper than this. This is a little bit more comfortable. So I used what I had, and then I switched over to these. So these will be for hubby. These will be for sis. And if they need to give some to the staff or whoever's assisting them at this time. Little polka dot with gold in there. Let's see if you guys can see the little gold flecks in there. I thought it was a cute pattern. And I really had to choose from the patterns that I had on hand, something that was kind of interesting, but not too boring, not too busy, you know, but a little jazzy. And then for the kids, not that they're working, but why not? Why not try and keep them safe? I used some of Josh's old, it's not old, it's fabric that I purchased a couple years ago for one of his projects. And I still had some on hand, so I used that to make the babies. One is, I think he's 2 or getting ready to turn 2, and the other one is the same age as Josh. They're about 4 months apart. He's 8, so made them a set. And so that is what I have been doing this past week, you know, especially while Josh has been in class, okay, because he's still in class. School's not out for us. Though the rest of the country, they've called it quits. Bless their sweetheart. Now, when I was looking for the fabrics, looking through my fabrics, I found some laces and some trims. I've got a whole bag of it. You guys, hold on a second. I'm going to pull that bag. Talk amongst yourselves, okay? Just a second. All right, so improperly organized was this bag of trim that was given to me by a good friend who and a member of the our Facebook group, the Maker Exchange. And Diana has sent me all of these trims a few years ago, and so I got the great idea to pull out some of my inks and dye some for future projects. It never fails. It never fails. For future projects. So that's the business line, and I know my husband's got that, so although I probably could assist, but I'm in the middle of a video. All right, and so she sent me a bag of these laces and trims and, you know, cut up bridal gowns, and oh, it's just the gorgeousness of it all. And at that time I was doing a lot of hot gluing applique type of things, but now I can switch gears and use this for something else. And it's ironic because when I was switching rooms, my craft space in Josh's classroom, we had the largest bedroom in the back, aside from my husband and I's. And then when we switched his bedroom and put him in there, we took up the living room, which is the front room in our home. So in the process of moving rooms around, I probably put this in with the fabrics and totally forgot about it. So it's been 1.5 years since I've even seen this bag. But let me show you what I ended up with. So I just took that Hampton ink that I showed you guys in a previous video. It's just stamp ink, nothing special. And I wetted all of the laces first. Then I took my typical shopping bag, grocery bag, waste not, want not, and I, you know, pressed the pad down, added a little bit of water, and then I soaked up the ink. Then I squeezed it out and moved on to the next fabric. And this one, I purposely wanted it to be 2 different colors, the purple and the blue, just because I wanted to see what it would look like. And then so I love, you know, I'm a fan of teal. That's one of my favorite colors, my go-to color. You'll see that in a lot of my projects. And I love how it's not a perfect dye. You know, it's not a consistent color throughout. It's a little darker in one area and lighter in the other. But that's kind of my aesthetic, you know, perfectly imperfect. And it didn't cost me anything, so I don't have to actually go out and buy any lace. And these will be cute to just cut apart and add onto projects and journals and make little pockets with, and extend the life of your stamp inks as well as your fabric stash and trim stash. This is so pretty. I feel like I want this on something like a pocket on a shirt, a t-shirt or something. That is gorgeous. Anyways, so that's that on the lace trims. And then lastly, the thing I wanted to share with you, and let me slide this out of the way, the sewing machine out of the way. So I am done with the signature for the sewing journal. And I went in and added the lace trims as I mentioned in the last video. So let me just show you what I did. Added some lace to some of the pages. Okay. Sewed around some of the pages as well as pockets. Added some different elements to the tags. And I want to add some ink to that just to bring it, kick it up a notch. Let's see. And I really like how this came out. And I added this cute little, you know, hidden note area with the butterfly. Probably add something to hold that. And then trim to this page down at the bottom. And let me make sure I'm in camera. Need this a little bit. There we go. All right, trim at the bottom here. I've sewed on a little bit of trim there. And I've added that in there. I wasn't sure if I put that on there last. And I'm not sure if I had stamped already, but that's there. I think I did. I've sewn in place this little tuck spot. It was actually a pocket or an envelope, a free one from Artie Mae's. And I just cut the side of it off and sewed it in place so that it's actually on both sides. I slid it on, sewed it in place, and cut off the edge. Okay. And then this, I left that as it was. Added a little bit of fabric there along with that cameo. I didn't do too much sewing here. Sewed this pocket in place. Tucked some little ephemera in there. Added, well, this is the one where I added the trim. Let's see. Added the ruffled pleated paper. And there you'll see the other side of the lace. I love how grungy that is. Sewed this little, the top of this, I sewed it first and then I glued it down because I didn't want the sewing to show on that side. And then here is just a quick little, another little note, a little pocket. Oh, no, I think I was supposed to sew that across, but nevertheless, another little writing space. I'll put that back right there. And so my next step, which I'll do in the next video, is where I will use the, and here's the last tag. And I love the way this came out. I actually just used a turquoise trim that I got at Walmart. And I used some of the Tim Holtz Distress ink to darken it a little bit because it was a little too bright for the contrast over here. So I'm done with that. Now the last thing that I need to do is to, I think I want to glue this here, fabric here, and then sew it in place. Make sure that's sewn in place. I think that's what the concept of that is. And then using the bookbinding kit that I received from BB Craft, I'm going to go ahead and use their tools to add the signature in. So stay tuned for that. And then once I have that signature added in, I can go ahead and cover the I don't know if I should cover it like this first and add the, no, I'm going to add it afterwards because I'm not sure how the holes will look on the outside. So I'll do that, add the signature in, cover it with this fabric, and then add the closure. Right now this stuff is hanging out, so it's not closing, and I've got the paper clip here, but when all is said and done, it'll be beautiful. And then I still need to add the finish off the cover. and possibly add a book plate here. I do have a book plate. So those are the last things that I'll do, and I'll do that on the next video, so stay tuned. I hope, also, what do you guys have on your desk? What have you been up to? What have you been watching? I myself have been watching a show called Devs, and it's a Hulu original. If you like it's not futuristic. It's definitely not futuristic as in sci-fi, but it's kind of not far-fetched in terms of what technology is going to allow us to be able to do, for the good or bad of it all. So if you're interested in that type of stuff, go ahead, check that out on Hulu. It's very interesting. It is not like totally action-packed, but it's something that I watch at night. Another show that I've been watching is called, I have to tell you in the next video because I can't even remember the name. I know it starts with an A. And that one is action-packed. But anyways, drop out down in the comments below what you guys have been working on. What are you watching? And how are you keeping yourselves busy? And make sure you check in on your elderly and on your neighbors. You guys stay well and keep yourself busy. You know the idle hands is the devil's workshop. Now, until we're back here again on YouTube, y'all stay encouraged, stay blessed, stay creative and crafting. Bye for now.
If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Hit subscribe to join the crafty community and be sure to click the bell for notifications of new uploads. Thank you so much for watching. Now stay tuned for more from Livie's Lovelies, your inspirational craft channel. Bye for now.